Harper's Creek Shelter. About 6:30 in the morning. I'm all packed up, got my pack on, getting ready to head out. A little cooler this morning than it has been. Across the creek and up the trail from the shelter and then back onto the AT. Group across the way came in. Well, they were here when I got here, actually setting up. Mostly hammocking. Couple of adults and I think a bunch of kids. They mostly stayed over that side. One of the guys came over late in the evening and asked where the bear box was. There is no bear box. There's no bear pole. It's a PCT hanger because they weren't set up to do that. But I recommended they not sleep with their food, but hang it someplace a little bit away from where they were sleeping. But don't know what they did. I'm headed north. I'm all packed up. It's supposed to be cool today. There is no campsite at a reasonable distance for today. So, excuse me, there is no shelter. So I'll probably end up in a campsite tonight. At least that's the current plan. But we'll see how the day goes. Headed north. So today's hike started with a solid 2,000 foot up. And in all honesty, the trail has started out surprisingly difficult. It's not just up, there's been quite a lot of climbing and scrambling and whatnot right off the bat. So won't be fast. It's good news is it's going to be a lot easier on morning legs than it would be on late afternoon legs. But it's not just a hiking trail, it's hiking and climbing. And as I said, there's 2,000 feet of up involved in the first 4 miles. So pretty steep all the way. Headed north. This is the trail this morning. It's been quite a challenge. Continues. Glad it's not raining and wet, and I'm glad I'm on morning legs. Got a view, decided I'd share it. Haven't had much. See, it's very heavy overcast. This morning has been more climb than hike. Most technical section I've seen in a couple of weeks. For me, difficulty wise, it's kind of up there with coming down from Dragon Tooth. Very different. This is smaller rock and a lot more movement. Probably more dangerous in some ways, but difficult and slow. This is looking off to the south, so this isn't where we're going, it's where we've been. This is kind of looking in the opposite direction of that view I showed a little bit ago. Elevation 2,800. It's looking to the west. Actually, the west is right there and around a little northwest this way. Looks like rain, but they said it wasn't going to rain today. We'll see what happens. Climb's been kicking my butt. I'm about halfway up. More to go. It's not 8:30 yet. It's a little bit after 8. I'm not at the top. This is kind of a false peak. I'm sitting. I'm going to try to stand up, do a video. But this is representative of what it's been like. Been climbing up through like that. Really slow. I'm pretty sure that up over there is where I'm headed. It's called Three Ridges. Like I say, 3,200 feet. I got another 800 probably left to go, maybe 750, something like that. It goes up to almost 4,000 feet. But the problem is I probably got more climb than that because the trail right now goes down for a little bit and then heads back up again. So it's probably will end up being about 1,000 feet of up. I don't know how much you can see from the view. The trail has been, it's been rock. The middle third of getting to here from the shelter was the best third. The first part was, oh my God. And the last part has been, oh my God. I think it has exceeded what prior Albert Mountain had been my hardest up section. It's probably been harder than that. Very technical and very difficult. Don't underestimate it. Glad it's morning, glad it's not raining. Though it sure looks like it might rain. I'm gonna head north. Top of Three Ridges. With the leaves you can't see very much, but obviously there would be quite a view going around here. Elevation right around 3,900. You can see at the higher elevation, not all the rhododendrons are out and the leaves aren't fully out yet. The 3.2 miles in 4 hours, that's embarrassing, but it's what it is, that it took me to get here. Hardest up, I think, probably yet on the trail. It was a really hard, some parts of it were very technical and very difficult, and basically none of it was easy. It got down to the mid phase, there was a phase that was hard rather than being very hard. It was tough up, long tough up. Very rocky, and like I said, there was quite a bit of real technical hands and feet type of stuff. Very difficult climb. Long, 2,000 feet basically of up. Took 3.2 miles and it took me 4 hours to do it. So, I'm going to head to the shelter. There's a pretty steep down coming, and I'm sure hoping it's not going to be just a repeat of what the up was like. That would really be challenging. So the coming down from Three Ridges so far, just kind of getting started, but hasn't been as hard as the going up. But, you know, like a third of those rocks are loose. So for me, real slow, just kind of picking my way down. And as I look downhill, and it's hard, I know, to tell the down and the up. It's pretty steep here, kind of real steep here. As you can see, it just continues as this whole rock. And like I said, like a third of them are loose. So you got to be very careful picking your way down. Kind of, for me, I kind of want 3 points of contact as I'm stepping. Well, probably the best view in a couple of days. It's a lot on the priest. I'm still headed down from the last peak. A couple more people up here, so I'm not going to go swing all the way around. But this is looking generally off to the south and the southwest. Still headed slow, still not to the right to the first shelter. Probably be another couple miles. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Heading north. I am at the top of B Mountain. I don't know if you can tell, steep all the way around. It was a steep up. Looks like it's going to be a steep down, a little bit longer down than the up. Only half a mile from the shelter. Elevation right now is a little over 3,000 feet. Headed north, which is in that direction, and from here it'll be down. I'm at the Maupin Fields Shelter. Right here's the Mau Tar Trail. Came across that yesterday, a bit before the shelter. You can see it says Appalachian Trail 3 miles. Guess it goes down a real nice waterfall. Several of the guys I was hiking with the other day said they were going to come over that way and come to this shelter. It cuts off 10 miles of the trail, and I kind of wasn't willing to do it. And it would have missed that opportunity to have that wonderful hike up the hill this morning. But anyway, I do understand that Mau Har Trail is very steep. Supposedly it's really nice coming up on a waterfall. This is the first shelter I've been to that actually has a bear pole in it. So, no bear box, no bear hang line or whatnot, but it does have a bear pole in it, so that's a plus. Haven't had anything in most of the shelters we've been to lately. There is a privy here. It works fine, I can confirm that. It's right there up the hill. And there is a lot of really nice camping areas here. There is a picnic table out front. The shelter is just about like all of them. There is another gentleman here with me. Bunch of seating around the fire pit. A bunch of seating around the fire pit. And good place to stop by. Nice little area. Like I said, a lot of tenting, privy, and the water's a little spring, not too far back behind the shelter. So I'm going to get going and head north. And I don't have any idea where I'm going. Pull off at the Blue Ridge Parkway. There's Three Ridges Mountain, where we were earlier today. Came down, come up to here. The parkway is right here. This is just one of the pull-offs. Trail crosses came up right behind that dead tree. Goes across right over there. I don't know if you can see the white blaze on the far side. Trash can right behind me. There's somebody here. He just got in his car, so I'll swing it around the rest of the way. Trash can, got rid of my garbage. Little picnic table there. Might not be a bad place to stop for lunch if you were a group or something like that. Not as good as the shelter though, which isn't too far back, and that had water and and a privy. This is as good as it's gotten for a while now. It's just a friggin' wreck. It is tough. A lot of it moves. It's been tough hiking. A lot of it. Tough day. Continuing, heading north. Far out refers to this as a stream crossing the trail. Well, that's the trail. There's the water. I did just get a 1.5 liters and filter it. Certainly no stream, and there's just barely a trail. The trail's been like this for a while. No signs it's changing. A lot of loose rock. It has been treacherous and difficult. Headed north. I was hiking with a guy. He kept going. I may catch up. So I'm running late to get to a campsite, but I couldn't not show you this. It's quite a view. Got a parking lot coming up. So going to be tough to find a camping spot tonight. The trail has been very rough and rugged and steep and going sideways, and there's been no flats. And we get into this area where there's actually a few flat spots, and a quarter mile back there's a sign saying no tenting or camping next mile. So we're not tenting. Oh geez, there's some nice spots here. This is awful tempting to be bad. See what happens. Heading north. I was kind of hoping to find a stealth site near the parking lot. It ain't much of a parking lot. It's just a pull-off. This is the Blue Ridge Parkway. See what I can find.